Okay, I'm ready for this. Are you? This is not safe space. I'm about to get real. I asked 5 of my closest, most trusted friends whether or not I should even do this video on Reiki, telling them exactly what I was going to say. All 5 of them said no, do not publish this video on Reiki. So naturally, I'm going to publish it. I'm going to presume you know what Reiki is, or at least have this very general but good enough idea. You know, I wave my hands around, set my intentions or whatever. Oh, but first I need to be a certified Reiki grandmaster, and then I send you energy and heal your cancer. Yeah, that's Reiki. The core theory behind Reiki, or drumming up charged, potent life force and using that to heal someone's weaker life force, a transference of life force energy that facilitates healing, is something I definitely believe in. It's something deeply embedded into my culture's metaphysical practices. It's as old as the earliest modalities of primal shamanism in Asia. But I don't think the ability to heal through energy work is common. In fact, I think it's extraordinary. It's up there with eidetic memory, child prodigies, genius, and the cream of the crop in terms of martial artists of all time. The kanji characters for Reiki reveal a lot about its practice. It's a spirit life force that only the most exceptional of shamans or occult practitioners can cross over and tap into. Think of this life spirit force as a fountainhead of healing energy, this ever flowing current of healing power that a very, very select few cultivate access to and then can become a channel for or medium to transfer that healing power to another physical body. In metaphysical theory, to be a conduit for such a potent life force, you have to modify and mutate a lot of your own very human, very base life force to become resonant with that healing energy. You know the irony and hypocrisy of this video's subject matter after what I said near the end of my last video on doubting others and being critical of other people? Yeah, don't worry. It's not lost on me. There's a Mahayana Buddhist version of Reiki, so using Buddhist religious terminology, here's an explanation of Reiki in a nutshell. Yao Sifo, or the medicine Buddha, transformed himself into a pillar of omnipotent, limitless, luminous healing energy, or this energy life force. Certain practitioners, through personal cultivation, can modify their personal vibrational frequencies to resonate with that pillar of healing energy that's the medicine Buddha. You then become a conduit, kind of like a wire or intermediary that dials into that healing pillar, siphon its healing power through you out your hands and into the subject who needs healing. Using Buddhist religious terminology, that's Reiki in a nutshell. Here's my bone to pick with modern day American Reiki. You've got this Midwestern housewife or Central California hippie who calls herself a Reiki master with the power to pass on powers to another housewife hippie for the low, low price of $500. You see what this is, right? It's the template of a successful business model, and one I gotta say looks and sounds a lot like a pyramid scheme. And all the woo-woo theories about lineage and passing on powers and how it's automatically downloaded but no one can explain the sacred mysteries, it's all fabricated as vehicles for advancing the pyramid scheme. It's a lucrative business hinged on getting good, decent people to buy into those woo-woo theories. Modern day American Reiki is a new age business model that conforms to all the parameters of a pyramid scheme. This is not to say that I think Reiki is bullshit. In fact, the total opposite. In my worldview, Reiki is real, but it's rare, and the reality of it looks nothing like what modern day American Reiki looks like. But another point I do want to make is I do believe modern day American Reiki is effective. It's effective as a placebo effect. I think American Reiki masters are really skilled at priming their clients, saying things and doing things, certain hand gestures, acting in a certain manner, even cold reading their clients, setting the stage, if you will, to prime clients to trigger their own placebo effect. So I do believe in the efficacy of American Reiki as a placebo. And that's awesome. That's legit. Why do you need American Reiki to be magical? And the placebo we trust, man. It works. It can heal. It can do wonders. Placebo is a really good thing that medical professionals really should pay more attention to. Reiki ASMR is also something I really love, but I don't think it's traditional Reiki. Reiki ASMR is its own new thing. And again, I believe it's effective. I think it's really, really cool, but not in a traditional occult Asian practitioners kind of way. Reiki ASMR is like a psychological or mental massage. It's really calming, and by calming you down, you're in a better place mentally to heal. So, again, it's definitely legit stuff in its own right, and I absolutely, positively believe there are psychology based merits to it. It's just not necessarily Reiki in the traditional sense. And it's definitely not a form of occultism or magic. So I do think it's really cool stuff. Now, why I wanted to go off about modern day American Reiki is what I consider to be dangerous propaganda, where these certified masters claim exclusivity through lineage masters and how you can only do Reiki if you're a certified master in some long line of Midwestern housewives and California hippies. I stand against propaganda, and I don't like how many people get duped into that modern day Reiki propaganda, forgo paying their electric bills and rent just to give over their month's paycheck to some 10th degree loopy doopy Reiki master. That's what I stand against. The pyramid scheme. Also, if I'm going to keep it real with you here, it's really funny to me how in the West, Reiki is pegged as this Asian thing, but me being Asian and almost every Asian occultist I know thinks Reiki is an American thing. I mean, at best, it's a Japanese American thing. The Asian martial artists who perform energy healing, first of all, don't really call it Reiki. It's an entirely different thing, and it's not new age. It's not light and fun and fluffy and happy, by the way. It often involves blood, sweat, tears, and intense high levels of martial arts training. The way I've seen actual East Asian Reiki performed, it almost always includes a really strong background in martial arts and Qigong. Real deal Asian Reiki is hardcore and intimidating as all fuck, just FYI. Reiki, in the traditional sense of siphoning healing power from a source pillar, that's an occult craft. So, as a core concept, I absolutely believe in Reiki. I think it's extraordinary. I think it counts as a type of miracle, but I also think it's a reality. It's something that can actually be done, and I've seen it done. But here in America, people have taken this kernel of the wider metaphysical concept, ran with it in their own direction, which is cool, sprinkled in with some, business 101 pyramid scheme, and turned it into a really hot 21st century new age commodity. Hey, I think all the more power to ya. Even within the realm of the woo, I think that energy or transference of life force that, sensitives can sense out during an American Reiki session, even that gets blown out of proportion. With American Reiki masters, sure, I can feel out that transference of energy that's happening, but that's like being able to see the aura around a candle flame or feeling the life force of an animal when you put your palms on them. It's like, I don't know, isn't that like kindergarten Qigong? Yeah, I feel it, I see it, I'm just not impressed. There is that ever slight transference of energy going on, for sure, during American Reiki, and it can feel great. But by itself, it won't cure your chronic pain or anxiety unless you're invoking the placebo effect and you're willing to cure yourself with the placebo effect, in which case, again, it's not Reiki, it's placebo. So I speculate that American Reiki, as most people today in the West are practicing it, is one small part transference of personal life force energy, which is kindergarten qigong and also like low-level witchy cone of power stuff that any new initiate in any magical tradition can do, plus placebo, plus lucrative business model. What a lot of American pagans call Reiki is, yeah, it's real. It's a form of craft. There is a collectivist energy force being generated. Some, I don't know, like I said, some cone of power shit. Yeah, it's a legit stuff. I buy into that, but it's not Reiki, not in the sense that I've classically been trained to see it as. And to those who are like, oh my God, Belle, you don't know shit. It's not American. It is Asian. I got certified in Reiki by some Asian guy, so it's legit. Great, because Asian people can't be charlatans. Guys, Reiki is about as Asian as the fortune cookie. Think about it. I know I sound flippant. I think there is a reality to Reiki healing, like I said, where through the placebo effect, which is real, and through some minor level energy transfer, people are improving their chronic pain and their anxiety and stress levels through this American Reiki thing. I totally find that to be plausible and awesome, but it's still mostly the placebo effect. It's a glorified sugar pill that doesn't happen to involve sugar. Look, I know I am treading into dangerously offensive water here. A lot of people I love, my good friends, are really, really into American Reiki and they want to believe in it so badly. And even many of them are Reiki masters and swear by Reiki. Or they say they've been healed by Reiki. Believe it or not, besides the flippancy, I do love Reiki. I've totally purchased American Reiki healing sessions before. I love that kind of stuff. Kind of like, though, how I love a day at the spa, getting my nails done or my hair did. American Reiki definitely has its benefits. Just don't blow those benefits out of proportion. Don't claim yourself to be more powerful than you actually are. You can generate a palpable current of life force from your palms and then transfer a concentration of it into someone else's aura. Okay, that's definitely something you can do. Congratulations if you've been able to do that. I don't know. I don't know why you want a cookie or a certificate for that. I thought that was baby witchcraft 101. And please do not get sucked into the pyramid scheme of $500 certification courses. If you, my dear, truly want to study and master Reiki, you don't need to get certified. There is no trademark on Reiki, so you can hold yourself out as a Reiki master. It's not even some singular initiatory tradition. You can literally call yourself a Reiki master or a Reiki practitioner right now, today. Hold yourself out as a Reiki practitioner, and as long as you conform to all the rules and regulations of business conduct, you can do it. Again, there's no US trademark on Reiki. No one owns Reiki. It's not a lineage thing. Really, it's not. The whole lineage propaganda is part of the business model to get you to spend the hundreds of dollars on certification. Again, the irony of this hate-filled critical rant today after my last Bell Chimes In episode, it's really not lost on me. I'm such an asshole. Sure, we can get into a different conversation about the ethics of holding oneself out as a Reiki practitioner with or without certification and what constitutes a Reiki practitioner. But bottom line, you don't need to get certified. What you need to do is study some form or modality of Qigong, because don't let the American Reiki acolytes fool you into believing otherwise. Reiki is basically a form of Qigong. You want to get on a path of training and energy work, connect to that pillar of healing life force that Buddhists happen to refer to as Yao Shifu, by personally attuning yourself to that energetic wavelength, and through discipline, learn how to be the master of your own mind, body, and spirit. That's how you become a bona fide Reiki master. To be a true Reiki master, a master in the transference of healing life force, look inward for cultivation, not outward at some $500 certification course. Okay? Are you all twisted, bummed, and offended now? Oh. Here's the thing. I'm personally into a lot of weird shit that most people think is bull crap. Most of my close friends think half the stuff that I believe is bull crap, like astrology, tarot, food talismans. Hey, I believe a piece of paper with some doodles on it can bring me happiness, health, wealth, and success.